It is officially hoodie season. Hoodie season came pretty fucking early in September here in Colorado. We got hit with a very random and not expected of like snowstorm. Well, it's not kind of it's not really a storm. It just like kind of snowed a bit. Thankfully it's like not as dangerous as it would get in December. But we got hit with some snow. It's pretty cold out here now. It's like 30 some degrees out here. And, now I'm here, with my fucking clickbait David Dobrik sweater, and I got my sweatpants on and shit. Oh, and by the way, this new 6ix9ine album, it's it's fucking terrible. TattleTales, the official second studio album by 6ix9ine, rapper from New York, the king of New York, as he would say. I don't want to put any disrespect on somebody who does think he is the king of New York, but in my opinion, there is only one true king of New York, and that will forever be the notorious B.I.G., in my opinion at least. But yes, this is his official second studio album. Comes to us about, maybe I want to say, a year since his debut studio album entitled Dummy Boy, which I actually did hear that one when it came out. I actually heard it, like, I want to say maybe 2 weeks after it came out, because a coworker of mine actually, she asked me if I could listen to it and share my opinion on it on my Instagram. Way before I started doing the channel. And if I remember correctly, I actually said some pretty nice things about that album. And it was mostly because I didn't want to get a lot of hate from all the 6ix9ine fans, because I know he is super fucking popular now. But now that I have grown not to give a fuck if people think that I'm being too harsh, or if people just don't like what I have to say, in my opinion, that album was really fucking like terrible. Like I low-key already fucking forgot the fucking majority of that album. And let me just say that TattleTales is a perfect fucking title for this album cover, especially for someone like 6ix9ine, considering that this man has become really comfortable and really open, and just has really embraced the whole, like fucking a snitch 9 sort of shit. He has really come to embrace that like negative part about him. Classic fucking 6ix9ine. The man loves being hated. Now I know it is very common and very popular for the whole world to be hating on 6ix9ine right now because of the whole like snitching situation and everything going on with that. However, that is not my case. Now, you see, the people that are really mad at 6ix9ine right now because of the whole snitching situation are pretty much the street people. If you're a part of street protocol and all that shit, that that is unacceptable, and you lose a lot of like fucking respect for that. Me, however, I am not a street person, okay? Whenever they talk about, who here is not a street person, my hand goes up immediately. There is no fucking shame in admitting, I did grow up, sort of ghetto-ish. I live in a pretty like fucking ghetto part of Denver, called Westwood, but I'm not street, I'm not hood, I'm not a part of a gang. I haven't really seen that much like fucked up like fucking gangbanging. So my problem with 6ix9ine isn't about the whole fucking snitching situation, because if I'm being fair, I don't really know much about it. I don't know what went down, and who am I to judge a person for wanting to go to jail? That's his whole thing. My problem with 6ix9ine is the man's music literally has no fucking meaning behind it. There's no like motivation to it. There is just nothing meaningful behind his music whatsoever, which is something that this man has confirmed in multiple fucking interviews. The man has said himself that he is not serious about the shit he makes whatsoever. He just goes in the studio, has fun, and it makes him a shit ton of money, which I guess at this point is all a lot of artists really care about, just making a shit ton of money. And it's just, I don't know, I personally don't fuck with it. And honestly, after hearing this album, I just can't believe the fucking attention that this man keeps getting. Like, don't get me wrong, 6ix9ine does fucking know how to make the most noise. He knows how to make a lot of noise and to get a lot of attention and a lot of like public attention and shit like that. He does know how to create a lot of noise, and for that I will give him props for it, because the man is a fucking icon. Like I have no doubt that 10 years from now, people are gonna like be talking about like, goddamn, 6ix9ine was a crazy motherfucker. Like he is going to be like a really iconic like pop culture like fucking symbol. I'm pretty sure that he is going to be a fucking symbolic like iconic person, and that's because of the fact that a lot of people know who he is because of the crazy shit he is saying, the crazy shit he is doing, and just the amount of noise that he's making. However, I still don't understand what is the hype over this man's music. I mean, look, I can accept the fact that people do really like that overhyped shit that seems to be getting popular every time a new like hype artist comes up. But you know, I just can't accept the fact that people be listening to 6ix9ine music and go, God damn, that's speaking to me. Like what the fuck is it saying? I really wanted to give this album a fair fucking shot, y'all. I was hearing closely, very fucking closely to every lyric in this fucking album, okay? Like I had lyrics on, you know, I was like paying my full attention. I wasn't fucking around on my phone. I wasn't doing something else. Like I was dead ass trying to give this man a legit fucking shot because I felt that, you know, I don't really like giving like new artists that much like good chances because I'm always, you know, like I have this fucking old head mentality. But I just can't defend this man's music whatsoever. I mean, you can obviously tell in all of these fucking tracks, and not all of them, but the majority of them, you can tell that this man is not serious about his craft whatsoever. I found this project to be super fucking repetitive, bro. Like I just don't understand. Like this man legit says the same thing on every fucking track. You know, it's always something about, you know, like you stupid, you a dummy. You know, oh I got locked up. Like oh I'll shoot a motherfucker. And like he just fucking like just says the same shit over and over. Like I get that you have to, you know, like talk like what like rap and sing about, what you know, like what you see, the life that you're living. But like, goddamn, is there like nothing else going on in this man's life besides the fact that he got locked up and that he's the most hated, and that he thinks everybody is stupid? Like, I I just I couldn't understand why the fuck, like, why this man did the fucking album that he did. It was like all the fucking same. I was getting fucking bored, bro. Like he was literally saying the same fucking thing over and over again, and the fucking beats were the fucking same as well. By the way, his lyricism and metaphors are really fucking laughable. I mean, I could go on and on, but he literally rhymed cocaína, which is cocaine in Spanish, with TMZ. Yeah, I don't know why, like fucking genius. He rhymed cocaína with TMZ, and the way he did it was he added a little after TMZ, so it was cocaína TMZ Like I was like come on, bro. And that's just one of them. That's just one of them. I could go on and on, but goddamn, I was just like this man's fucking lyricism is fucking foul as shit, bro. Now, admittedly, there is some aspects of this album where I think the production value isn't too bad. Like, it's not great, it's nothing like special, but I don't think it was too bad. I thought it was, kind of catchy. Has like a nice like ring to it. But honestly, 6ix9ine just has always found a way to fucking like ruin every little like decent part of this album that I thought was pretty okay. Like he found a way to find himself into every like little corner that I was trying to like the little pieces that I was just trying to find if I would enjoy them or think that they were a bit decent. He just always found a way to just fucking ruin it for me. Like 6ix9ine is the fucking biggest reason why I didn't think this album was enjoyable. Nah, like I said, lyrically 6ix9ine isn't at all impressive in my opinion, but I will say though that admittedly his singing voice, I like it a lot more better. I think there are specific rappers out here that just aren't good at rapping at all, but when they sing, they actually do pretty fucking decent, and you actually do want to hear, for example, Tyga is definitely one of them, Little Baby is definitely one of them. I think Yachty is definitely one of them too. I don't like him as a rapper, but he has a pretty decent singing voice as well. So I do think that 6ix9ine does have a great singing voice. As a matter of fact, there were actually 2 tracks on this album where it's him by himself, no features whatsoever. It's the last 2 tracks entitled GTL and AVA, I'm pretty sure. And the reason why I like those tracks is because he's singing, and he's a lot more serious. He takes himself a lot more serious, and he becomes a bit sentimental. He like talks about the struggles and the fears when he was locked up, facing serious fucking jail time. This man was supposed to like serve like 45 years. Like I don't like really like know or recall the exact number, but he was supposed to face a serious amount of jail time. He was not supposed to be out, and thankfully he did get out. Thankfully for him, he did get out. He is a young person, and to like just have that like taken away from you to serve just all that time in jail, it would have been rough on him. And I did appreciate him talking about like the struggles, the fears, the idea of letting his family down, the idea of letting his baby mama and his kid just all by themselves. like I really did like that, and it kind of like made me like think, and wonder why didn't he just like stick to doing shit like this, if 6ix9ine did a whole album with him like being super sentimental and sad and just like making a bunch of like R&B vibes where he's just singing, like I definitely would hear it, I feel like I would fuck with that a lot more than what I got the majority of the other fucking album, which is just this stupid wobble 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 shit. I'm just like, I just wish he would have taken himself more serious. The other two tracks that I liked on this album were mostly because 6ix9ine got carried by the features, including a really like great song with Akon and another great song with Smiles. The one with Akon is pretty dope because it just sort of like gives you some nostalgic reasons. And no, I'm not talking about the stupid ass Locked Up fucking remake that this man made. The first track is called Locked Up Part 2, which is supposed to be a remake of the original Locked Up song by Akon, which I guess it was kind of cool, but to be honest, it was just for like fucking nostalgic reasons. If anything, I would go back to listen to it just to hear Akon's part of it. But Akon does show up on another track on this album, and he honestly sounds really good next to 6ix9ine. I actually don't know why Akon decided to stoop this low, but I mean, fuck it, to each their own. And Smiles, well, I think Smiles is just a better rapper than 6ix9ine. It's one of those tracks where it's this fucking like this sort of like hardcore tag team lyrical match. Only I would say that Smiles won by like 1,000 a fucking 0. This man is a much more talented and has like better flow than 6ix9ine. Admittedly, he does do the same sort of like style that 6ix9ine does, but I think he went about it the right way and sort of like attempted it better, in my opinion. Other than that, every other track on this album is just fucking forgettable and awful. Like there are 13 tracks, like I only legit liked 4 of them. I just fuck, man, like I just couldn't really fuck with it. The other features with Nicki Minaj, that song was fucking terrible. And then there's one feature with Academics, which I didn't even know this man fucking rap, but like fuck, I'm sorry, Ag, but I don't think he is like that great right now. Maybe it's because he decided to join with 6ix9ine. I want to give Ag some fucking like a little bit of a chance, because I know a lot of people be like clowning on him for a lot of reasons, but I just don't think he worked well on this album. It's just I really wanted to like give this album a fair shot, but it was just not working out for me, y'all. I really, really, really wanted to give this man a chance. I really hate sounding like a fucking old head. I know they say that old head or like isn't age, but to be honest, it is a mentality. I definitely do have it. Considering that for the longest time, I didn't want to listen to newer artists because I was so into the 90s and 80s like rap. I was that guy that said these new rappers are like fucking not doing hip-hop any justice, so I definitely like hate sounding like an old head, especially since I feel that I have given a lot of new artists a fair shot, and I just don't get the hype over this man. That's my personal opinion. So yeah, I do not recommend this album to each and every one of you. Thank you all so much for watching it, because I enjoyed my review. This album was requested by my good friend Jerry. You really, really wanted me to talk about this man again, so there you go. Hope you don't hate me too much for this, because I know that you really like him, and well, I just don't really fuck with it. So yeah, shout out to you. Hope you don't hate me for this review. I know I'm kind of negative about it, but I hope you kind of found it funny. What else do you all want me to talk about next? It can be from any artist, from any genre, and from any era. I don't care. I will listen to it. I will give my fair critique on it, and hopefully it is a much more positive one, and hopefully I'm not so fucking negative about it. And with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, click that bell down below, all that good stuff, and don't forget to stay happy.
Having dreams about living my life, office. Having dreams about being on side, office. Little baby girl, please don't cry, no.